Hello viewers and welcome to Daily Politics. I'm Hamza Idris. The back and forth between the factions of the Labour Party seems to be far from over following new allegations raised by the Lamidi Apapa faction of the party. In its most recent press briefing, the spokesman of the faction, Abayomi Arabambi, accused the Abure-led faction of dishing out threats, among others. Take a look.
Himself and PO snatched away $15 million of Labour Party money. And that was the reason why, up to today, PO stood by Abure. So how could you from here run to Kano, seeking an expert application to stop Matura Papa from taking over that account that belongs to Labour Party? We just need to break the news before they will now begin to twist fact to the public that Abure has made Labour Party to lose that single governor that we have in Nigeria now. That is Alex Otti of Abia, because the Federal Court in Kano has ruled that we did not comply with the electoral that said you ought to submit your membership register to INEC 30 days before primary so that they will know it is your member that elected your representative. But these are the things we failed to do because Abure was busy collecting money, our money, to his personal account in Kodafan with Mr. Peter Obi. On the issue of the court tomorrow, we have received threat from the following people. Kennedy Anotu, I stated his number in that press conference. Prince Jude Ejike, Honorable Imeje Ikeshuku, and one Omaba. The threat center around them wanting us not to come to court tomorrow, else we'll be killed. So we are only alerting the Inspector General of Police because we are going to attend that court. Every one of you saw what happened there yesterday. We are going to attend that court. They can carry out their plan to assassinate us.
That was Arabambi, but the Abure-led faction on its side during its briefing announced that it had regained control of the party following fresh court directive. Take a look.
The Supreme Court overturned the decision of this same Justice Muazu, who wrongly assumed jurisdiction in the case involving the APC in the same circumstances, in the same manner. His decision was jettisoned by the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. You can avail yourself of that law report and see the details of it. This report, no doubt, was communicated to the judge for him to be well guided in this same matter. However, surprisingly, he went ahead and also assumed jurisdiction on this matter. However, having appealed and filed a motion of stay and all other processes, and since the lower court is now seized with jurisdiction on the matter, I and my colleagues, earlier restrained by the FCT High Court, have now assumed our constitutional duty as national officers. And from henceforth, we shall continue our good work, which we have been doing for the party and for the nation. We have maintained severally, and we wish to put on record, without sounding immodest here, that under my leadership, the party has been taken from grass to grace. He's responsible for his misfortune, and he should take responsibility for his action. And my advice to him as an elderly person is that I think that for his age, he is too old for the business that he has been given to do. So I advise him passionately as an elderly person, as I will advise my elder brother, that he should have a rethink, he should have a sober reflection and tell his paymasters that this assignment, he is too old for this assignment.
And the Deputy National Secretary of the Labour Party, Kennedy Ahanatu, joins us in the studio to tell us why their house is not really in order. We have to also connect with spokesperson of the APAPA faction, Abayomi Arabambi, in the course of the program. Welcome to the studio, Kennedy.
Thank you very much.
Nigerians are really appalled that despite the momentous period you enjoyed ahead of the election, you are now falling apart. What is really the problem?
Well, my brother, I don't think we are falling apart. The
Okay.
party, as far as I know, is the same. As far as I know, the party is one. There is no faction in the party. What actually happened is that some few group of persons felt that they can hijack the party.
Who are this group of people?
This
Because
Group were
we know
led
that Apapa he
by-
was the deputy chairman, right? South at the time, yeah.
Yes,
So he's part and parcel of the party.
It's so simple and easy for people to understand. We are a family. And assuming but not conceding that there is an issue among us, what are we supposed to do as a family? We close the door and come inside and discuss.
But you rather take yourself to the cleaners.
So if we are family and we didn't do what we are supposed to do, and some persons went to the public, went to the marketplace and started showcasing themselves, we didn't join issue with them. They are the ones going everywhere trying. Leadership is not what you hijack. It comes to you.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's so simple. Apapa is parading himself as the acting national chairman. If you go to INEC today, his name is not there. The institutional partners of the party, NUC, TUC, and Nigerian Labour Congress,
Yes.
are nothing. So they say they don't know him. They are not.
But a certain court
support-
recognized him, Kennedy.
Which court? There is no court, sir.
Yes.
With due
the
respect,
High Court in Abuja.
There is no court that recognized Apapa. Let Apapa show the court judgment. What happened
Oh, yeah.
is that somebody, a member of the party, sometime went to court that he's the governorship candidate, that his signature was forged.
Yeah.
And the police invited the person and took report from him. Police invited Abure at the heat of our campaign.
Yes.
Remember, the Labour Party is the only political party that ran zonal campaigns. We were so busy.
All others claim that they have done separate things and all that. Yeah.
We did a lot of things in that campaign. So Julius Abure was so committed
Yeah.
in that campaign. Julius Abure wrote the police
Yeah.
a letter telling them that we are in the heat of campaign. Please permit me. The moment we are done with campaign, I will come to you. These people, because they have a plan ab initio, they never waited for the process of the campaign to even finish. So they went, I don't know how they did it, and manipulated the police system and got an interim police report, sir.
Okay.
Mark it, interim
Yeah.
police report.
Okay.
Even on the report they were given, police stated there that is just for information. Their legal team have not worked on
Studied,
it.
yeah.
That is not for any actionable.
It shouldn't be consumed
It
by
shouldn't
any
be consumed by anyone.
portal,
That is
yeah.
just for their information,
Yes.
of the report of their own address made to the police. The moment, and then they went to court and used it, manipulated the system, and got an ex parte order. You are a very experienced man in Nigeria, sir. You know what an ex parte order means.
Yeah.
And for a very long time, the Supreme Court have stopped the issuance of the ex parte order.
It's being abused.
Because it's being abused.
Yes.
And again, Labour Party is an institution. You cannot use an ex parte order. It's like a human being. It breathes. You can't use an ex parte order on a human being.
To choke up.
You can't choke a human being. That is what ex parte order does.
And that was what they did.
And that was what they did. I'm coming. Then, when they got this order, the same people that were supposed to be members of the family now started to enforce the order by themselves.
Apapa and Co.
Apapa,
Who is
and-
behind Apapa?
you know, it's everywhere because they celebrate certain individuals in the society.
Who are these
They
individuals?
celebrate
Because you are
APC.
straightforward person, Kennedy. That's why we
They
brought you.
celebrate
Yeah.
APC. They celebrate.
You think APC is behind
I
them?
think so because I am entitled to my opinion.
Yes.
But from public perception,
Yeah.
I feel that Apapa that I know, Akimbade that I know, Lawan that I know, who comes to party office whenever they visit Abuja, they sleep in party office.
Because of their comradeship.
Because of their comradeship. But
disposition.
today,
Where
sir,
are they living?
They are living in one of the best apartments in
Sheraton?
Abuja. 2, they are now flying private jets. And they say nobody
These
is
same people.
They are saying nobody is sponsoring them. Accepted. But will they be able to give us an account?
Are they signatory
Of the activities.
to the account ahead of the election? Is any of them
No.
signatory to the
No.
account of Labour
No.
Party?
No.
So where did they get the money?
I'm coming to that. Let's not deviate so
Okay.
that you get the background. So when Julius Abure returned after the campaign, they kept feeding the public that the police is looking for Julius Abure.
But he was campaigning in Nigeria. Did he travel outside
God
the
bless
country?
you, sir. That's why I say you're a very experienced man. The moment Julius Abure finished his campaign, he went to police.
Okay.
Police interrogated. He's a public figure in Nigeria.
Yeah.
He's not hiding. And I know that Nigerian police that I know, in terms of professional practice, if Nigerian police wants any Nigerian citizens today,
They will get here.
they will get the person.
Yeah.
I know that. So they kept feeding the public with wrong information that the Nigerian police is looking for Abure.
That he has gone into hiding.
Yeah, he's gone into hiding. Abure went to police.
He took
after-
himself there.
He took himself to police, and police took his interview. And let me tell you something that will shock you today. The final report, the forensic report is out.
What is the
And none
content?
of them indicted Abure.
On the finances and all that, all the allegations?
Finances is an allegation he had. They've not proven it. They didn't prove that so amount
That
was
he
given.
squandered
That he
the
squandered.
so-called
Yeah,
billions.
It's something that have to be proved. That is where people and Nigerians are questioning the ex parte order, because you can't bat my head behind me. I must bring my head.
I hope Arabambi will get him so that he is on side. Yeah, because we've been trying to have him to join us.
I don't
Go
even,
on, yeah.
you can't bat my head
In your
without
absence.
me bringing
Exactly.
my head. I must bring my head.
Yeah.
So a criminal accusation is not such that you give an ex parte order, because we are all Nigerian citizens and we deserve equal rights to justice and to fair hearing.
And equity, yeah.
And equity. And based on the fair hearing side of it, was Julius Abure, this thing is supposed to be, they have to put him on notice.
Yeah.
And he'll come and explain himself. And they go through the court process and provide the evidences. And if Abure is indicted, well, so be it. If it's not indicted, so be it. But they didn't do all this. So Abure went to police, met police, and again, all these things were claimed. Sorted out with the police. But then they have acquired an ex parte order.
Yeah.
And Abure, being a law-abiding citizen, remember that Abure also have gotten an order from a similar court
Of
from
jurisdiction,
Benin,
yeah.
that no member of the National Working Committee or national officer should be suspended, even before this ex parte order came.
Yeah.
But because he's a lawyer and he believes in the Nigeria judicial system, he decided to restrain himself, but the system was working because it's a family.
Yeah. Was that how
It's a family.
they got possession of the party secretariat?
I'm coming to that.
Jabi.
So the moment they got that order, they got the order on 4th.
Yeah.
On 3rd, something like that,
Yeah,
around
yeah.
4th or 5th of
was within
that
the first
same
week
So
of-
the
of
next
this
day was supposed to be public holiday.
Yeah.
You start Good Friday, then it will be a long holiday till even after Monday. So the next day of work will resume is on Tuesday. So number one, it gives us a window if we, as a family, we can plan ourselves, assuming we are not fighting ourselves.
Yeah.
We can plan ourselves and call an inclusive NWC meeting.
Yes.
Sir, I put it to you that these 4 individuals
Yeah.
communicated with themselves,
Yeah.
broke into the party office, distributed position to themselves. Labour
Was
Party-
it true that they were protected by security operatives?
Yes, I won't blame security operatives, because when they finally understood that these people are wrong people to work with, they are factional set of guys, police withdrew immediately.
But at ab initio, they were
But
part
ab
of it.
initio, they wrote police.
Because they paraded
and
the-
Nigerian
the
police, we give security to every citizen that caused them to do that. So I won't hold them responsible
It's
for
not
that.
that they are in cohort.
Sometimes they try to show bias. You know,
But
because in this case they didn't follow up, because if they had made their investigation, they would have understood that these guys wants to do something funny.
Now, why is this thing happening? Because we don't have much time to go deep into all the background.
I feel
why is this thing happening?
This thing is happening. It's so simple.
Okay.
Because Labour Party, I kept saying it. I'm the youngest among them in the party, and I've taken time to study them.
The officials, yeah.
Yes, the official among the National Working Committee members, and I've taken time to understudy them. Since 2019, I became a national officer.
Yeah.
There is none of them that I don't know their antecedent, their capacity, and whatever they have done and they are doing. So what I've been happening in Labour Party is that most of them in Labour Party stay there and wait for APC and PDP or established party to finish their primary. They see what they will collect from some of these people that didn't win primary and fuel them.
Huh?
Transactional activities. So when Julius Abure became the national chairman of the party, he made a pledge that this is the time to throw Labour Party to the world.
By purging those guys out?
And not only purging them, he didn't even purge anybody. He wanted us to move on to the next
Despite
phase.
the fact that you know their antecedents.
Move up. Come up hitherto. That was what Julius Abure did. Let's move up. Let's stop this transactional thing. So Julius Abure now said he was going to speed up the party. And he started it. And he started working. But you know that many people never believed in Labour Party.
Yeah.
Many people never gave Labour Party chances. So most of our candidates came late hour. And it affected our election anyway, because most of them came late hour. So once this thing, Julius Abure did this.
Fine. Let me just hold your breath on your behalf for a moment, because we have Arabambi on the line. Mr. Arabambi, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, good evening.
Yes, can you hear me, Mr. Arabambi?
I can hear you.
All right. Now, where are you with the latest development in the party that you've been booted out of the secretariat? Is that correct?
No, nobody booted us out of the secretariat. We still remain, the party leadership. It is not about the secretariat. We were there for a longer time until when they went to introduce the NLC. And for us, because even though they are nominal party members, we don't want to engage in hooliganism like Obi and Abure did in court yesterday, where they brought in some obedient who call themselves obedient, where they were throwing all manner of.
Please mind your language. Mind your language, Abayomi. Yeah.
No, you see, in the court, attempts were made at our life. It was life. Attempts were made. You all saw it. Visual. And we are people reported to the police, so we will not be able to respect for anybody that make attempt at our life. It was there. You saw the way they dropped down and the door was closed. We are not going to have respect for them. Anybody that make attempt at our life, I don't care where they come from. It's not under the constitution for anybody to bring it back into court. Court of law, court of party, for God's sake, and we were attacked. We were manhandled. Our school was torn. And you saw all those boys there. We know them, ATK, Kennedy. Please, we all know them now.
Well, we have him in the studio, and we will allow him to actually answer this allegation that they were the ones behind what happened to Apapa and some of you in the court.
No, I don't know. You people, you are radio. The video were there. We have among all of them, the people that did it. You saw police, the way police gave us yesterday. They planned, they sent us a message, which I went to the press today. I gave them the message from the WhatsApp, and another person called up and said, we will be killed tomorrow. He called himself a member of the party from Animosho.
All right.
Hell are these people? In a country we have law. Somebody out of ignorance will post a message via WhatsApp to people like us to say tomorrow will be killed. We are coming to that court tomorrow. We want to see their person.
Okay, Abayomi. Okay, please, how can you respond to the latest development? A court of competent jurisdiction has affirmed the Abure faction. What is your response to that?
You see, we do respect anybody suffering by bipolar disorder. I don't really want to join you with them. I read the news. Somebody said in final appeal, something has been set aside. Tomorrow was the day we have to argue on the gender summons. Abure is not Abure read law. He didn't study law. I hope they have given you the subtitle copy. Because each time we go on air, you see us giving president subtitle copy of the judgment. If Abure can give his advisory copy of that judgment, I will resign as a member of Labour Party. And I will give Abure 10 million naira. This is Dr. Comrade Abambi talking. My number is...
You are on record. You are on record, Abayomi.
No, I am giving them my number. If he can produce it, let him give his advisory copy of the judgment that set it aside. Abure had bipolar disorder. He had, when he moves swing, you see him talking, from two percent.
Please mind your language, Abayomi. The allegations you are making, they are really heavy.
I said, how could somebody be lying against a court? These are the crimes he committed by forging government and the seal of the judge. He now decided to do a press conference to say the FCTI court has set aside that order. We have the record already. We have figured that we are going to place it before that judge tomorrow. That this guy said we have set aside that order. No, I know he will not come, and I know no lawyer was involved. They don't call the press people. And let me tell you what to try to cover.
All right.
If you must know, today in Federal Court Kano, a judgment has been entered against Labour Party that Abure failed to submit.
And they celebrate
The membership register of the party 30 days before primary. And some people went to court, they now unify all our primaries in Kano and Abia State. You can imagine. This was a man calling himself a lawyer.
All right.
He called himself a lawyer. Now, do you know the implication of that judgment? And today also, he filed a motion as party. The man that said they are set aside.
It's all right, Mr. Abayomi. We'll come back to you.
Asking court to set aside this late judgment. And we got wind, we were in court against him today, and they said they should go and put us on notice. So it's on forum shopping.
All right.
The people that read law, you see them do forum shopping. While people that study law, you see them in court.
All right. Thank you very much, Abayomi Abarambi, factional spokesperson of the Labour Party. Thank you very much. Now, Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. You have heard what he said. What will you say on some of these allegations?
I feel pained.
Okay.
I feel pain for my generation. Honestly, sir. You know why I'm feeling pain?
No.
It is my generation that is suffering this mess. It is my generation that is suffering this embarrassment. It is people in my age bracket that their future is being manipulated like this.
Sir.
You can't introduce Arabambi in my front as a factional spokesperson. It's either you are a spokesperson or you are not a spokesperson. Let's remove these creative languages that are spoiling things in Nigeria.
Well, you see,
there's nothing like faction in Labour Party.
It's not really my making. You
I
understand?
know.
Yeah, it's not really my making. But do you agree that it's not my making?
The investigative journalists must begin to change some narratives in Nigeria.
You see, we're in a
Arabambi
democracy.
is a man.
Yes.
That never worked for Labour Party in the 2023 general election. This is Arabambi with Dapo Abiodun in Ogun State. This is Arabambi that have never become a publicity secretary of Labour Party.
But do you know that we also have a picture of Abure with Akpabio? I think it's about alignments and realignment.
The elections are over.
Of course, but
listen, excuse me. Elections are over.
But we are still in the electioneering season.
National Assembly caucus are about to be formed.
Yeah.
And we produce appreciable number of senators.
Okay.
And they felt they want to run inclusive National Assembly. And they know that Labour Party must talk to their legislators. And that is why we are different. We hold our legislators together.
Okay, now...
So they are consulting...
You think it's different from what Arabambi did?
This is different.
With,
totally different. How can you? But you know it's totally different. This was before the election. And this was not done in party office. The Akpabio came to us. He came to our party office. That means he's even the one that played anti-party.
All right.
Let me.
When we have run out of time, I'll just take your final thoughts. No. Let me take your final thought on how to solve the problem.
For the public, for public consumption.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about organizing people that pursue them. Nigerians are not happy with the outcome of 2023 general election.
What about the death threat they
I've never done any such to anybody. And nobody have done death threat.
Are you contemplating going to court on this allegation?
If he feels that I have done that,
yes,
let him take up the necessary channels. But me, I will ask my lawyer, because this is character defamation. It's defamation.
All right.
It's character assassination.
Unfortunately.
So we'll take it up with him.
Yeah.
He wants to make it personal. Maybe I'll go personal with him.
Thank you very much, Kennedy Ahonot. I wish we have more time to discuss it, but we'll definitely bring you back.
I couldn't speak to some of the points.
Thank you. No problem. No problem. Definitely we'll bring you back. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming to the program.
It's okay.
Yes, and viewers, that's Kennedy Ahonot, Deputy National Secretary of the Labour Party. We'll bring him back because the issue is snowballing, and certainly we'll continue to update you on what is happening. And we'll go on a short break. When we return, the conversation continues with another guest. Stay with us.
The launching and presentation of 2 new books, State of Repair, How Muhammadu Buhari Tried to Change Nigeria for Good by Anthony Goldman, and The Legacy of Muhammadu Buhari by Senator Abu Ibrahim, is scheduled as follows. Venue, State House Conference Center, Aso Rock Villa. Date, Friday, 19th May 2023. Time, 9:30 a.m. Special guest of honor, President Commander-in-Chief Muhammadu Buhari. Chairman of the occasion, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana. Expected at the event are His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President-elect, and His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, the Vice President-elect. Attendance will be strictly by invitation. Announcer, Ambassador Babagana Kingibe GCON, Chairman, Organizing Committee.
Welcome back. If you are just joining, this is Daily Politics on Trust TV. Do well to follow the conversation across our social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and watch us live on YouTube. The Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Saad Abubakar, says nothing can stop the inauguration of President-elect Bola Tinubu on May 29. He is calling on all Nigerians to support the incoming government to succeed. The Sultan stated this while seeking prayers for the success of Tinubu's administration during a round-table meeting with traditional rulers and religious leaders in the country. The meeting was organized by the World Bank on Wednesday in Abuja. And I have in the studio Baba Yusuf. He's a strategist and policy analyst. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me, Hamza.
Yes, you heard what the Sultan said. Is he really amplifying the fears of the military 2 days ago that they are tracking some people who are hell-bent in actually truncating the transition?
I don't think he's amplifying, and I think it is high time public figures and leaders like Sultan to come out and make such statements to, first of all, assuage fears and also build the confidence of the citizens that indeed the democracy has come to stay in Nigeria. The political process is still ongoing. A phase has been passed. Elections have been cast. Winners have been announced. And those that are not satisfied have taken the route constitutionally allowed, undergoing litigation. Of course, the statement of the Sultan is coming at the right time because of the toxic narrative by a lot of fifth columnists and some characters in the country who feel that is the way to go. Unfortunately so, even though they consider themselves also advocates of democracy. Statements of also people that we consider quote and unquote leaders, and even some cases candidates, coming out with scathing remarks that I believe have gone beyond where, the comments have gone beyond the boundary they should be. So it's good to have such counter statements
from people like Sultan.
From people like
people always commend Sultan for being forthright. When it comes to calling people out, he does that without, maybe mincing his words.
Yes,
is it because of his military background and, or maybe being on the throne for quite a while so far?
No, I don't think it has to do with just being on the throne for a while, Hamza. It has to do with the person of the Sultan, his personality type, his emotional intelligence, his experience in leadership. Of course, his military background also will add a lot of value to it, and also the family background itself. So it's a combination of qualities and attributes that should be of a person of Sultan. His forthrightness is what I call the value added in the person of the Sultan, you know, saying things as they should be.
Yeah.
He's a father figure in the nation and is a religious leader for that matter, and therefore the way and manner he conducts himself is commendable, and it is the way to.
And it appears Tinubu is unperturbed, going by what he is presently doing. Just a day or two, he met with Kwankwaso, leader of the NNPP in Paris. What is your takeaway, even though you were not there, but what did you deduct from that conversation? Is it around the national unity or is beyond that?
Okay, I will dimension your question and answer from three perspectives.
Okay.
First of all, you asked about his composure, his mien. That is the person of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. People that want to go far in this game must have the quality of calmness in the storm. And that is one quality he has exhibited over time. In the last 23 years of Nigerian democracy, he is a man that you can call a cat with 9 lives. He has been there, done that. And all through the storms, he remains calm. And I think that is what gives him peripheral vision to be able to see things the way they should be seen and to be able to scale heights,
the hurdles,
the hurdles. And I think this is the quality of a leader that is a winner. Talking about the time now, of course, that is what he should be. He should be calm, cool, and collected. He has been declared a winner. He is declared president-elect. He should be more focused on preparing to take mantle of leadership rather than being distracted by other matters. Because when he becomes distracted, then there's a problem. In the next few days, less than 12 days, 10 days or so, he's going to be sworn in. So he should be very bothered more so with the issues of state rather than matters
the politicking and all that.
The politicking
that are destructive.
So I think in his own book right now, in his playbook, that is not the game to play. The game is focus, focus, and focus. And when you talk about the engagement with the national leader of NNPP, the presidential candidate, engineer Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, brilliant move. I say it's a mix of both. It has to do with the speculation about the government of national unity. It's a deft move by Bola Ahmed Tinubu because, if you recall, they were mate governors in 1999. Return to democracy. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu became governor of Lagos State, and Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso became governor of Kano State. So they were together at the National Economic Council as made governors. Now, the right thing to do is what Asiwaju is doing, reining in the benefit of deeply entrenched, long-standing political relationships. And if you look at it from that angle, conversations may be around how will he be able to get back to the table as much as possible long-time political allies or long-time, political juggernauts, to see how he can bring people together to move a country forward at a time that Nigeria is highly polarized and a highly toxic situation. So, and another angle to it is a strategic move, I reckon, by Asiwaju, because if you should note that the NNPP had a clean sweep of the Kano,
two senators,
the National Assembly,
18 House of Reps.
This 18 number or thereabouts House of Rep members elects are critical success factors to deliver, the leadership of the 10th Assembly, especially with regards to the House of Representatives. There's already a hue and cry within the APC ranks with regards to the leadership nomination by the APC and the various camps that are angry with that. And of course, we don't expect a consensus. The counter maneuvers by Asiwaju is to see how he will reach out beyond the party lines. After all, the emergence of the leaders of the National Assembly is not entirely a party affair. So political, acumen in terms of how he tries to get as much votes of members elect of other parties, is what will, make the leaders that will emerge, and that is what will make him win, to be able to get leaders that he can be able to.
Then what about Kwankwaso's side? Is it okay what he did? That is meeting with Tinubu. Is it okay strategically?
Hamza, I agree that the kind of democratic system we run is a winner's take all, but we should also evolve as a polity, to be honest. Elections should not be a do or die affair. Neither should they be a cutthroat, knife and guns blazing affair. Good sportsmanship and looking forward, political positioning. This is what is happening. For Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, he is not a newcomer in this, not a greenhorn in this game. And he is a nationalist. We must give it to him. He is a patriot. He is for the goodness of Nigeria. He will look at what is on the table and look at what is good for the people of Kano State and for the people of Nigeria. I believe in consultations, compromise, and discussions with a view to see how we move Nigeria forward. Hey, we don't have to be on the same page with regards to critical issues.
Okay.
But our political maturity says that we can be in different parties, but we should be able to agree on some issues that will unite us moving Nigeria forward. I give you an example. Yesterday, if you watch the conversations around the meltdown of the banking sector, in America, and there was a hearing, a public hearing, and the National Assembly, at the Assembly of the United States of America. And you see what you call bipartisan, bipartisan position taken with regards to that critical issue. And you know how highly divided or toxic the relationship between Democrats and Republicans is at the moment. But you see where there are critical national issues, bipartisan position taken, people coming to unite on common grounds to deal with the issues,
irrespective of the party leaning.
Absolutely, to say this is something that we need to deal with, and we need to look beyond party lines to deal with this. That is political maturity.
Because there is a fear that we'll be worse off this time around, considering the kind of people going to the National Assembly. Many never expected to win House of Reps seats.
Absolutely.
Now you have them. Then different political parties, almost 8 or thereabout, they have representation there. What is your take? Are we going to have a rancor-free, or it is going to be a rancorous National Assembly?
I am not the type that belongs to the school of thought that there must be this kind of rancorous relationship between the executive and the legislature for progress to happen. Sometimes actually a toxic relationship between legislature and executive, spells doom for an administration. What we want to see is what I call creative tension.
Creative tension. Wow.
Creative tension and constructive engagements with a view to coming out what is the best in Nigeria, brainstorming. So that is what we want to see. And people that are of goodwill and are good value will see things the way they should see, and rather than being rubber stamp. And with regards to the high number of newcomers, it has its pluses and minuses. Hey, it's a political evolution. This is a new phase in the 10th Assembly, and people have come. Let's not also forget that these new people, quote and unquote, are not people that just came out of nowhere with no experience, with no value. They will definitely come with some value, whether it is political, whether it is technical, whatever it is from
many of them are seen as greenhorns.
Yes, politically they may be greenhorns.
Maybe, but they must have
in terms of parliamentary operations and politics and strategy, they may be new. But in 1999, we also had greenhorns and we evolved. But what is also the downside is that lack of experience may play out in a way and manner that may not impact
because more than 70% of the all hands have been flushed out.
But then again, you ask yourself, in the last 23 years, with all due respect to the National Assembly, what critical values really, in terms of tangible, if you do a comparative analysis to say, can we stand up and give a standing ovation to the parliament in the last 23 years? To be honest, I won't be one of those that will give a standing ovation. So for those that
meaning that we are going down, because just yesterday we hosted a legislator here, a senator-elect, and he said, we never had it so bad as in this transition. going by how Tinubu is pushing to ensure that Akpabio and Tajuddin, take over the Senate and the House of Representatives. That it wasn't like this. I cited Obasanjo's time, that he was also actually very influential, but he said, but it didn't work in favor of Obasanjo at the end of the day, and we may see worse scenario this time around. Do you agree with that?
I call it political talk. Okay. Why? Because I don't know the member-elect you are talking about, but I have never seen anywhere in the world where a president or a prime minister is not interested to be inclined to influence or indeed to be interested, whether covertly or overtly, as with regards to who heads the parliament.
So are you saying what Tinubu is doing now is okay?
Well, I wouldn't say
because
it is
zoning
okay
one thing,
or
but
not,
this one is apart from zoning, the microzone, the micro-zone.
Absolutely. It's a new thing for us, the observers from outside the party. But what I'm saying is, it is what it is. The party has played a card. Like the member-elect mentioned, these scenarios has played out during the time of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, even during the time of President Jonathan Goodluck, and even the time of 2015, during the time of General Muhammadu Buhari, where we saw the carpet pulled under the feet of the sitting presidents. And the parliamentary game, we understand, is totally different. And I'm very sure that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is aware of this. If he is not, I will be very shocked. So what I'm saying, like I said somewhere, is APC, and indeed Bola Ahmed Tinubu has flown a kite. And why? From a strategic perspective, they threw these permutations early enough, right? To test the waters and to see how it will play out. And of course, to give them opportunity to also see if these candidates will be able to scale through. 24 hours in politics is a long time. I can assure you, political reasoning will play out because we are dealing with a highly politically experienced person who also doesn't want to lose. I believe that the president-elect wants to succeed. He wants to make a mark in history in Nigeria. He doesn't want to come and fail. Indeed, his track record has shown that. So I believe that as we are progressing, build up to the swearing in
and the
proclamation of the 10th Assembly, the dynamics will be changing. And if it matters, when it matters, the party will take a different position. Also, the president-elect is quite aware of the high level of polarization in the country. I can tell you, we have heard some movements within the party of some members-elect that have taken a position that are changing.
Okay.
I am sure that build-up, especially after the swearing-in, I will tell people to wait and hold our horses until after the swearing of the president-elect.
On 29th May.
A lot of things will take 180
that he was even
turn.
contemplating bringing back the proclamation date backwards in order not to extend the wrangling and all that.
Whatever it is, the moment the president becomes a sworn-in president, Hamza, the whole conversation changes. Right? But what I'm saying is I'm not promoting imposition. Let me be clear. I'm not promoting imposition of candidates.
But would you like to have his way?
But I would like a situation whereby internal democracy will hold sway at the end of the day, so that whatever plays out with the parliament, we'll have a parliament that is very robust, very value-oriented, and very value-impactful.
Yes, as you mentioned, alignments are realignments. Just on Wednesday night, some of the aspirants for the speakership position, they dropped their ambition in favor of Abbas. You think something like this will also happen in the Senate?
Like I said, in the Senate, you see, if you look at the two scenarios, the Senate is a little bit less rancorous.
Yeah, because
even historically, it has been so. The House has been the more dynamic and more unpredictable, chamber of the House of right from the election of the leaders and to the processes. It's a highly unpredictable chamber, highly, energetic, if you like. So we will wait to see. I don't anticipate much change in terms of the dynamics, because even if you look at the zoning, in fairness, in time of the Senate, I think it's a better balance. I think the hue and cry about the
you are in tune with that.
I am in tune in that.
But many people in the north, Baba Yusuf, they're so angry that power is completely moving southwest.
You see, Hamza, the question is, for those that are saying this, do we want to make progress as a nation, or do we want to stay, or do we want to move backwards? What I'm saying is this is a country of people from different regions, different ethnicity, different tribes. It's not a region of one person. I am from the northwest, right?
Precisely
Kano. Precisely Kano. But what we are saying is, we saw what the Muslim ticket did. I don't know how Ashwaju pulled that trick, but ultimately Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the power. But I think it's pushing our luck too far, and an insult on Nigerians to still say we should still have the Senate presidency in the Northwest. Okay? This, to my mind,
the numbers.
I mean,
the figures.
Yes, numbers. So, you see, when you come with this sense of entitlement, this sense of unity and progressiveness in Nigeria will not change. Numbers are there. We are just talking about the presidency of the Senate, Hamza. And we should not forget about also the Northeastern Bloc. Because sometimes you keep on narrowing it. We talk about North and South, and then we regionalize it and compartmentalize it and narrow it down to what point. The point is this. We should also take cognizance of other people from other nationalities, from other tribe and religion. We should have balance at that level. That is the first step to demonstrate that we want to move forward as a nation. And if we have a Christian from South as a Senate president, why not? I totally align with the zoning. My own concern and my own call to Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC. I am not second guessing them. But I believe that the non-central issue should be addressed within the party, in the interest of the party unity, in the interest of Nigeria. Indeed, I'm also conscious of the fact that Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu is very much aware of this gap. I have an idea based on what we know about Ashwaji Bola Ahmed. He has an answer to that question. Maybe how he plays it out will be what we'll see. But I don't want to believe that a region that gave him almost the third chunk of votes that made him president, he will totally ignore them. It is not in his personality, it is not in his character. But for those that, some of us that believe from the Northwest, because we give the whole votes, we should have everything. I think we should have everything.
Are you foreseeing
be more mature politically?
Perchance, I can see you said, okay, Tinubu knows a lot, he knows how to navigate his ways and all that. Are you foreclosing the probability of having reincarnation of 2015 in the National
It's possible.
Assembly?
Now that is left to Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu to decide if he wants to go also down in history as a president that ended up having it this way. And indeed, it will be worse off for him, because we can accuse General Muhammadu Buhari for one reason or the other. He was a parliamentarian, Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He was a senator. Albeit he didn't play out the way we expect, but he has that experience, of running that. And he has seen it happen in his party in 2015,
so
in
he would not allow it to
PDP in
happen.
2011. Okay, so I believe that he wouldn't want to be one of those that will be counted on that side. I believe, like I said, political reasoning will prevail. The kite has been flown. As the days go by, we'll see how things play out. But I would like to see that internal democracy, play it out in the case of the parliament, because it has turned out to be the albatross of most of the political juggernauts in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Baba Yusuf, strategist and policy analyst, for your informed perspective.
Thank you very much.
We'll have you again.
I appreciate it. Anytime.
And viewers, that's a wrap on today's edition. Thank you for being with us. Watch us tomorrow for another interesting package. Bye-bye for now.